If you tend to watch porn when you're feeling bored or lonely, then you're going to benefit a lot from this video. All right, so here are 3 ways that having a clear mission in your life, conviction and a purpose, a cause in your life that God has set in your soul, right? Whatever you want to call it. Having a mission in your life gives you 3 benefits when you're trying to quit porn and eliminate the shameful act of watching porn and masturbation, all right? So the reason I want to talk about this today, this morning, is because last night I was watching a bunch of videos online of near-death experiences. People who have experienced near-death when they went to heaven, went to spirit world, they died essentially, and they had life-changing conversion experiences because they saw clearly the afterlife. And many times it's very similar. It's like hundreds and hundreds of accounts of people dying and then coming back to life where it's very, very similar. They're going through a tunnel, they see all this light, it's very beautiful, there are flowers, there are butterflies, and then and almost always they meet some kind of figure. Either it's Christ, Jesus Christ, or it's God, or it's some kind of guardian angel in their life, right? And what's really interesting and caught my attention is that many of them were sent back to earth or given a choice to go back to earth to fulfill a mission that has been given to them by this figure, whether it's God, Jesus, or an angel, right? They're given a mission and they're asked, can you please go back to earth to fulfill this mission? And they have a choice to make. And many times people don't want to go back to the physical plane because they are so intrigued and enticed by paradise. There you go, look at that. by heaven, right? What really caught my attention is that I started really thinking, is it the case that every person on earth is given a mission, an actual mission that is suggested and implored and urged upon us by God to accomplish while we're on earth? And if that's the case, why is it that it's so difficult for us to feel that mission? And so my brain has been going and going all night thinking about this question, is like, what is my mission in my life? Am I really on this path that God has set me on? And I started thinking more about this, right? That's why I want to give you these 3 reasons why having a clear mission in your life, whether you have found your mission or your passion or your conviction in your life or not, I think this will really benefit you when you're trying to quit porn. And at the end of the video, I'm going to share some tips to actually find your mission and what I found to be my own convicted passion and cause that I'm working for in my life, all right? So reason number 1, having a mission replaces the artificial thrill and excitement of porn. Guys, porn is exciting, thrilling, temporarily, right? But the reason that many people develop a porn addiction is because you don't have something that calls you, some default activity, some passion of yours, a project of yours that you're working on, that when you are feeling a need for some kind of thrill and excitement in your life that we all do, when you're feeling bored, when you're feeling lonely, when you're feeling at those times where you don't have anything going on, the default activity is to go to social media, video games, YouTube, TV, the news, movies, and eventually, as you know the drill, leads you down that rabbit hole to watching porn and masturbating, right? So if you have a mission that calls you, this is reason number 2, it gives you a default activity to go to when you're feeling those negative emotions, when you're feeling bored and stressed or depressed or lonely or anything or anxious. Guys, I'll remind you over and over again, these emotions are not bad. They're not bad. They are actually good, innately, inherently. They're God-given characteristics that are given to us. So that why did God give us boredom? Think of that for a second. Why are we created as humans? Why are we inborn with the feeling of loneliness sometimes and stress and anxiety and anger? Why? It's because they're motivators. Boredom is a motivator for us to do what? To get up, to move, to do something that's exciting, that's life-giving, that serves the group, that serves the world, right? And so we gotta stop looking at these emotions as bad. The goal is not to minimize boredom, but how to fuel yourself, to use boredom as fuel to ignite yourself, to find a mission that calls you, that's been placed upon your heart, that you feel called to follow. And the analogy I like to give is that there's something called your North Star. The North Star is a star that's beaming above the mountain, the peak of the mountain. And it's so beautiful and so enticing that it drags you up the mountain, that you're so excited to climb this mountain and to be close to that North Star. And you're so intrigued by the peak of the mountain because it looks beautiful. But the problem is when you're knee deep in a porn addiction, you're so low in the mountain, you're so at the bottom of the mountain, you're climbing out of a ditch that you can't even see the top of the mountain. You can't even see your North Star because it's covered in clouds. But as you continue to climb this mountain, it starts to become clear to you what your North Star is, what it is your mission is. And this is why people who have porn addictions don't feel convicted in anything. It's harder to feel convicted and passionate about something when you're covered in clouds and have hypocrisy and shame in your life. But as you start to climb this mountain, as you start to have sobriety, In other words, as you start to quit porn and eliminate it from your life, your mission in your life becomes more clear. This is what has happened to me in my own life, right? As you continue to climb the mountain, your North Star, what you are here to do with your life, right, becomes more clear. And the third reason I want to give to you guys that having a mission or cause in your life is crucial in quitting porn is because having a mission makes you happier and more fulfilled. Now, take this from someone who has fulfilled everything that I've ever wanted in my life. In terms of family, relationships, my faith, my mission, my ability to impact people, the business that we're running and helping people quit porn and masturbation. It's incredibly, incredibly fulfilling. But sometimes, even though I've achieved so much in my own eyes, right? In my own eyes, I've achieved so much, and I feel proud of what we've accomplished here. But at the same time, I wake up sometimes and I just feel unhappy and unfulfilled. And I keep asking myself, like, why is it that even though I continue to climb this mountain, even though I continue to achieve more and more and more, I still sometimes, occasionally, right, I feel unfulfilled. And I realize over time, it's not the destination that is the fulfillment. It's the genuine pursuit of climbing the mountain that brings us the most amount of happiness and fulfillment. It's the genuine pursuit of working hard to serve not only myself, but a greater cause, a bigger group, a larger mission that fuels you. And that's the genuine happiness that I'm talking about. When you do something and you work hard every day on something that is more than just you, but is honorable and serves the group, that serves humanity, that serves God, that serves the world, that is true happiness and fulfillment. That is what I have experienced. And I don't think you can truly say that until you've 100% put yourself full force into trying to accomplish something like that. I've spent the last many years trying to find meaning in work and trying to find fulfillment in work and thinking that if I just build this, business and if I just help XYZ amount of people, then I will feel fulfilled. Then I will feel like I've exceeded God's expectations in my mission in my life. But I've realized over the years is that it is not the destination that brings the fulfillment, but it is the genuine pursuit of the destination that brings the most amount of happiness to our lives. So that's reason number 3. Okay, so that's your North Star. That's the North Star we're talking about, is finding a mission, a cause, a project, a purpose that pulls you, right? So the next big question is, and this is the question that I had all night, I literally could not sleep because I was thinking about this, is how do you find this mission? If there is a mission that is placed upon us by the spirit world, by God, whoever, is it true, first of all? And if it is true that we all have a mission that is divinely given to us, that is bestowed to us in our lives, how do we uncover it? All right, so I have 4 points for you that I want to give to you that have helped me to digest this concept a little bit, all right, and help you uncover what your mission is. Number 1, it's helpful to think about your mission as something that is uncovered over time, rather than something that's placed upon your life as soon as you're born, but it's something that is uncovered over time. It's something that is kind of like an archaeological dig. We have to dig for it, as opposed to something that's predestined to put in your life. Personally, I do not believe in predestination. I do not. And I know that might be contrary to many people's beliefs, but I don't, because I believe that God gave us free will. And I think that the free will that we're given as human beings is one of the greatest gifts that we're given. It's the reason that we cause so much pain, but also so much joy in our life. It's because God gave us free will for us to choose. And I think that choice is the greatest gift that we've ever received in our lives. And I appreciate that, and I'm grateful for that. So I think first and foremost to understand that it's something that is uncovered in our lives, but it's not something that's predestined upon us. And it takes time, all right? And number 2 point that's helpful to think about is that God did give us free will from the beginning, free will to choose. So I don't believe that there is a predestined mission. And it's helpful to think about that, because many people get stuck and wrapped up and they get tripped up in this idea that there is some predestined mission that's given to me by God and I haven't figured it out. And they beat themselves up because they feel like they're disconnected from their spirit. They feel disconnected from God, from Christ, because they believe that there is a mission, and for some reason they're so self-centered, and I'm just so riddled with shame and guilt and remorse and darkness and sin that I can't even see my mission. I don't think that's the case. I think there is a mission to be uncovered, and I don't think it's a predestined thing, okay? So maybe that's a helpful way to think about. Number three is you have to have conviction and passion for your cause. And I think this is God's design, because it's a really beautifully designed concept that if God, hypothetically, if God gave us a mission that we absolutely dreaded, right? It's like God said, I want you to make water bottles for the world, or I want you to make plush toys for Disney, and that's your mission. It's like, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a beautiful design that God bestowed to us free will so that we can choose what we personally have the most conviction and passion for. So I believe that the mission that we have in our lives is open for interpretation by God so that there is room for us to have conviction and personal passion and personal experience in fueling that. All right. So that's number 3, is you must have personal conviction and passion. It cannot be something that you have no care about and you don't see how this is any way beneficial to people. Okay. And this brings me to my own personal conviction, my own mission, my own North Star, right? I believe that I'm here to help people quit porn and masturbation so that, this is the important part, so that people can experience God's love, God's unconditional grace. And this is another thing that people that have near-death experiences have conveyed, is that they almost all experience some kind of unconditional love, unconditional energy or light, whatever you want to call it, when they went to the afterlife and came back. And it was so enticing and so beautiful and so rich and so bright that they wanted to stay there for eternity, and they didn't want to come back. These accounts happen over and over, hundreds and hundreds of times through many, many generations. And I believe that it's that love, whatever you want to call it, that unconditional grace that is there all the time for us to access. That is the only solution to a long-term porn recovery journey. It's the only long-term solution that doesn't require willpower or softwares or anything. Because if you're in a state, guys, listen, if you're in a state where you feel unconditionally loved by people, by God, by whoever, and you just know that no matter what mistakes you make, you are worthy of grace and love and acceptance. If you feel that, you will not want to watch porn. I promise you. When you feel that, you will not want to escape, which is really what the detrimental behavior is. When you feel that and you're stressed, you will not want to squash that stress or anxiety or boredom with porn or social media or escapism. That's what I'm talking about. That is the solution to your porn dependency, is as you continue to seek grace from people in your life, connecting with people from God, you will see a decrease in your desire to escape. Period. Full stop. End of story. And that's the only long-term solution that is available. All right? There are solutions that are temporary. Yes, you could block all the websites on your phone. Yes, you could set timers on your phones that your phone and computers will shut off at a certain time. Yes, you could do that. Yes, you could will yourself through a porn addiction. Yes, you could cold shower yourself through a porn addiction. But it doesn't address the root issue. And the root issue is that you have a crippling desire to escape difficult emotions, stress, anxiety, boredom, stress, loneliness, depression. And as you continue to do that, you will always find a way to escape. Even if it's not porn, it will be something else, right? So that's what my personal North Star is. I want to help people experience God's love. Whatever you want to call it. Because I know that's the only solution to unhappiness that people are facing in this world. And that's my mission. That's what I feel right now. I'm open to it changing over time. But as of right now, that's what I believe I've uncovered, right? And number 4 tip I want to give to you guys to help you figure out your mission is you got to never stop searching. You have to keep searching. It took me a long time to get where I am right now, where I feel like with conviction and confidence that this is my mission. I thought it was to help people quit porn. I thought that's why I'm here. But I realized over time that it's not something that I have enough conviction in to believe that that's the answer to everything. Because if you really peel it back, it's very easy to quit porn. It really is. If people decide to quit porn, they can. If people just decide to get covenant eyes, for example, on their phones and devices, you can quit porn today. But it's a deeper issue than that. And that's why I feel convicted in this, because I believe I have a solution to a long-lasting issue that many people, just like me, have been struggling with for decades. And I found a way out of the jungle, and I want to provide that solution for people, all right? Okay, think about this, guys. The reasons to have a North Star, a mission for your life, is number 1, it replaces the artificial, fake feelings of thrill and excitement that porn temporarily provide. Number 2, it gives you a default activity to do when you're feeling difficult emotions, which are not bad, but an activity that is better for you, that is constructive and non-destructive, all right? Number 3 reason is having a mission in your life will make you happier. It'll make you more fulfilled. When you work hard for something you believe in and you are convicted in, you will be happier. You will be more fulfilled. And that's how God created us to be. All right, lots of love to you guys. See ya.